Hey, let me know if you guys hear. I got fans running in the background. I could turn them off if they're being annoying.
I can kind of hear it, but it's not like loud or anything.
Yeah.
Like I can
Okay.
barely hear it.
All right, we're live. What's going on, everybody? I promised an E3 reaction, and here we go on a Wednesday night. E3 is still going on. We got some Halo in the background. We got my special guest, Mr. Jones. Shout yourself out.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you guys so much for having me.
Uh,
Rotiserie Jones.
Rotiserie Jones. I'm gonna try not to refer to you as a stir fry because that sounds so like that. But we got Halo. Halo's back. Say hi, Halo.
I'm back, bitches.
And then we got my special guest who is gonna actually act as kind of a it's kind of like a moderator because he's not really much of a gamer, but he's gonna take what we say and like kind of look at it from an outside point of view. And we're just gonna call him Jack. So Jack, say hello.
What up, guys? How's it going?
Okay. All right. So Jones, you're the only one I haven't actually. I saw some of your videos from E3, but who won E3 for you?
You know, I thought it was a little underwhelming, to be honest. As far as Sony's concerned, you could tell the past couple E3s they've been really doing well as far as games, you know, beating off their PS4 hype from 2013. But man, tell me Days Gone was disappointing. It looked really subpar in my opinion. But on Microsoft's side, Xbox One X, you know, what more can you say? That I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I mean, I like. Have you heard any of my personal opinions since last we talked?
Yeah, I've been catching your memes here and there. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like I got
Yeah, I saw him too.
I got to give a quick shout out to K Mega because K Mega was funny. I was in the DX Mansion. Shout out to them too. They're awesome. But they legitimately don't agree with what I said about Microsoft. Legitimately showed all indies when they said they were going to show exclusives, and then they were like, "Oh, indies can be good, just as good as AAA titles." But my thing is like, Phil Spencer tricked us. That's not really fair. I don't like that. That just bothers me. And then
I mean, did you
I
really
agree.
expect
I
22
agree.
AAA exclusives?
that's what I honestly expected. Yes, I honestly expected him to say we're gonna have more exclusives at E3. We're gonna have more games at E3. E3 comes and then he just shows Life is Strange, Ori, and a whole bunch of other things that.
I agree. You know what?
It was just like no.
They're trying to diversify their lineup.
Well,
That's
If they
why.
would,
I think they're being
They're
cheap.
working on games they don't already have.
I think they're.
They might be being
I
cheap,
think.
but
I think they were being cheap. That's honestly what I think. But
games take a long time to make, so you gotta remember that.
yeah.
I
But
feel like
I
Phil
mean,
just pulled out his wallet and just bought like all the indie studios. He's like, we're investing in more first-party studios.
yeah.
if they would have showed just one AAA exclusive, I'm okay with the indies. But if they would have showed one new IP, that would have been the greatest conference of all time. But they
I
kind
would
of
have gave that an A+ if they did
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
I mean,
I agree with you.
I mean, and it's not to say, because this other guy was like, well, you should just go to Sony if you prefer the AAA experience. I'm like, but Sony wasn't that much better. Like, they legitimately showed.
Sony didn't show anything.
Yeah, like, that's not that much better. Like you got God of War. God of War looks awesome. I can't wait for that. Spider-Man looks really good. I liked the guy in the chopper. He looked like Yoshida. Like I swear the guy in Metallica looked like Yoshida.
Oh yeah, he did. I was saying that. I remember.
Yeah, he looks like Yoshida in like a
He's like the final boss.
in like a mortal form. But it was funny. But like I mean, and then if we really want to be technical, Bethesda has all the content coming out this year. So like they technically won. But if we're just like judging between Sony and Microsoft, and then you got Nintendo, and Nintendo was only 20 minutes long. Which was kind of sad.
Yeah, Nintendo was pretty bad.
Yeah, but at least they have release dates for 2017, whereas like Sony has the Uncharted
Nothing.
DLC. They have the Uncharted DLC. They have the Uncharted DLC that comes out.
I even count a DLC.
Yeah, and then supposedly that Horizon Zero Dawn DLC does come out in 2017, but I didn't see the release date on the screen when they
No release date.
Yeah, so it doesn't have a release date. And then GT, which Forza 7 makes that look absolute dog shit.
I heard it got delayed. I heard like Forza 7 shitted on it so hard they delayed it.
But GT wasn't actually at the Gran Turismo wasn't actually at the Sony conference because of what Forza set. But I give a shout out to Jay Sentries because he said something to me. He was like, "Well, technically that's all speculation, and we don't actually know if that's really what Sony did that for." But I'm like, they would have won a little bit if they actually
It's
showed
their
something that
biggest.
comes out.
Okay, it's their biggest game like ever that's ever sold on a PlayStation platform, and you're not gonna show it.
Yeah, like I don't know. I mean, I respect Phil because I watched Phil's like I said this in Beastfire last night. I respect what Phil did because I watched a GameSpot interview of what he like. GameSpot people were like actually trying to like get him to like admit what he did, and he wasn't really backing down. He was just saying, I don't believe in like basically things that are basically being held back for other consoles. If you're doing that, you're doing something wrong. He basically said the Xbox X has no competition, no competition. Period. The competition for the Pro is the Xbox S and not the X. But
you know what is competition for the X is marketing deals. You guys see what Jim Ryan, he was quoted on saying today, that there's marketing deals in place that will kind of hinder the performance of the Xbox One X.
That's how Sony's going to combat the X. Is they're gonna allow they're not going to allow their exclusive deals like Battlefront or Destiny to run better on the X than it does on the Pro. That's how they're actually.
Battlefront, you can already probably think that it's gonna run better on the X.
Yeah, but like the on Xbox Daily yesterday, they actually asked the Battlefront guy that, and he basically said, I can't speak to the X because they're tied to Sony. So they actually couldn't say whether it was going to run better on the X or not, which was kind of too bad. I think Phil Spencer Phil Spencer did have an interview with Xbox Daily today, but I didn't catch it, so I don't actually know what he said today. But I'm hoping, because I was looking for like the two interviews, because when they were introducing Xbox Daily this week, like you saw Phil Spencer talking, and I couldn't find that interview anywhere. Like I could find the GameSpot one, but I couldn't actually find the one that he was actually on stage. But it was, I don't know. I think both sides were underwhelming, but I think that the overall, I think Sony kind of honestly took that L because they legitimately have like practically nothing for like 2017. Everything is.
Did you see the people that left from that E3? I thought they were gonna throw tomatoes, like say boo at the end. Like it was bad. They looked like they were in a rush to leave.
There were a lot of people looking at their cell phones and all that stuff. It's like, wow, you're at E3. But you know what? In my personal opinion, I'm an Xbox guy through and through. I thought presentation-wise, Sony did great. I think, what's his name, Mark Ryan or whatever that guy's name is, the presenter, he only came out twice and was just showing.
Sean. Yeah.
He was just showing games and games and games and games. And I like that flow. And I would have liked to seen that from the Microsoft side, but from a technical standpoint, Microsoft dominated. I mean, obviously with the X.
Yeah,
2017 too.
Like I'm not.
Sony has no games for 2017.
It's
That's
funny.
a damn shame.
Yeah,
It really is, man.
You'd think at least one, like just one, would be good enough.
We have that Uncharted. I mean, the Uncharted.
Shut up. No one gives a shit about fucking Uncharted.
The Uncharted, the feminist edition.
The feminist edition. The Tomb Raider edition of Uncharted, the one that has all chicks in it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lara Croft would do like totally shit on that shit. That shit's funny. Like everybody's like,
oh god, you're gonna get Arnita Sarkeesian in here and shit and start fucking things up, man. Like, what the hell?
No,
we made like the Tomb Raider expansion pack. Why don't you just buy a Tomb Raider?
Yeah, that was kind of, and they actually, I think Sony opened with that too. They opened with the
and Horizon Zero Dawn DLC.
And then the DLC, yeah, and then they showed Shadow of Colossus, which is a remake, but that doesn't actually come out this year.
A remake of a remaster.
Yeah, but I'm excited for that because I've never played that game. I didn't play it on, what was it, PS2 or PS3?
I never played it either.
I'm excited to get my hands on that, to be honest. But it is a remaster, and that's what Sony's known for, like their conference was remastered.
Yeah, they just remastered their 2016 or their PXX in 2016. That's basically what they did. But they didn't show Last of Us 2, which is kind of the like everybody was kind of disappointed about it on IGN, was like they didn't show The Last of Us 2. And I think if they at least shown a little bit more of that, it would have been a little bit better. But I have never actually played Last of Us, but it was like, that's what was like like everybody was blown away by at like PX last year, and then E3 comes around and they don't show it again. But it wasn't very early stage of development, so that's like totally understandable. But like I'm not denying that Xbox won that because like they honestly did, but it's just like it's the process on how they did it that I just don't like.
Flooding the market with indies.
Like
hey, did they announce Dragon Ball Fighter Z at E3?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it
That
was?
was premiere.
Is that what
they showed a trailer or gameplay of it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that
kind of
looked at it. Yeah,
that kind of looks like a Budokai like situation there. But
it kind of seems like it's going off of the Injustice series. It kind of gives it that feel.
Well, I mean, I think they were doing great with that the Xenoverse like saga. They were doing awesome with that. I don't know why they would like actually stray away from doing that. Unless this is just a side game and not really, related to Xenoverse whatsoever.
Because Xenoverse 2 flopped.
I mean, Xenoverse 2 was better than the first one. It was just shorter. But
I like the first one more.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, like what? And then there's there's the damage control, which is like off the
on every side.
On every side.
I don't remember Reaper. It's on every side, but like 98% is on PlayStation side. Because oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, like Jones, like what's your professional opinion? Do you think there's anything really to damage control?
I think there's a lot to damage control. To be honest,
there's tons.
Phil gave an interview today. I think Gamer Central gave him an interview, and the interviewer asked him about 60 frames per second over resolution, and Phil kind of laughed and said that no one really cares about 60 frames. I'm like, ooh.
Ooh, yeah, that's not a good thing to say.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, that's timing too. You just showed your new console. You were gonna say that? At least he's being honest.
Well, I think Sony pushed him in the corner because the Pro is so underwhelming in terms of power that it's going to hinder the Xbox One. I want to see developers show their best skills on the best console. Do you know what I mean? Like it needs to sell games. You need to show the best of that game.
Except with Destiny, apparently, but pretty much every other game, I think you're going to see that happen.
I give it to Phil though because he tricked us all. I mean, he legitimately could be, the next Mark Hamill and like the Joker concept. Like I want to see Joker memes of Phil Spencer because
Phil Spencer is like the ultimate troll. He's hilarious. I love it. I think he should stay the head of Xbox forever.
Yeah, like I'm gonna give you games, but when it comes out, they're all indie. So it's like, but like
I know, right?
There were actually good. Like I'm not saying that all like a majority of those 42 titles and 22 are exclusive. A majority of them were all like indies, but there were some decent ones. So they did show Sea of Thieves, they did show State of Decay 2, they did show Anthem, which is a multiplat, and they showed Shadow of War, which is a multiplat. They showed Assassin's Creed, which is a multiplat. And now we're already talking about Assassin's Creed 4K checkerboard rendering or some weird shit like that at like 30 frames per second or something like that on the X, or some weird shit like that. But I don't know if I believe that. But like
it's an alpha build. You gotta remember that.
Yeah, it's an alpha.
So
build.
Things can change.
But the game looks amazing. Like I cannot wait to play it. Like I can't wait to try that ancient Egypt to go kill a crocodile. I could. Like,
there's people like shitting on the X because an alpha build of Assassin's Creed is running 2160 and sometimes going down to 1800p.
Damn.
Like, that's just ridiculous. They'll just hate on everything. And the game isn't even finished yet.
I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I played every one. I didn't finish Syndicate though, but that game looked gorgeous.
Oh, Syndicate.
I can't wait to play it.
I'm partial to number 3. 3 is my favorite. Then it goes Syndicate, and then it's Black Flag. And then with the other conferences, we also got something from the creators of Black Flag, which was the Skull and Bones, I think is what it's called. So it's that.
That's what Sea of Thieves should be.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was watching it. I'm like, yo, this is what Sea of Thieves should be. But they kind of mirrored it off of Assassin's Creed like style kind of, and it actually looks kind of fun. But that's also that's fall 2018. But at least they actually gave a price with it. The other game that I can't wait for is the Wolfenstein New Colossus. I want to know how that guy survived being nuked from the New Order. Because at the end of it, he actually does get he gets bombed. So I'm kind of curious how he survived that. But that that's awesome. That's coming out. And then they showed Crackdown, which was the most the only 2017 like awesomeness from like Microsoft besides Forza, but I'm not I'm not a Forza fan, but like the Assassin's Creed looked really really awesome, and like I like 3 Syndicate Black Flag, but it's like Syndicate was like the last very good one that I actually liked. I actually liked the Grand Master battle in that more than some of them because it was actually a little bit more challenging. But I mean, like Jones, what do you think is the like what do you think is like you take away from E3 this year? Like what did like everybody do wrong or right?
You could tell that they're scaling back in terms, when Activision used to be there and all these other developers used to be there, you could tell they're not bringing their A game to the conferences. And that's a little disappointing because I wanted to see Red Dead. I was hoping like secretly inside my heart, like I would see Grand Theft Auto 5 DLC because I love that game. But you could tell that Microsoft needed, like I said earlier, one new AAA exclusive. The indies look cool. Ashen looked really good. That one indie where the art style, where the guys didn't have any eyes or lips or anything, the lighting looked amazing. But overall, I think it was a little lackluster. But Sony's side was just, oh my God, man. I couldn't believe they even came and showed the same stuff that they did last year.
Like they got the balls to like show you like E3 2016, like they just ported it to E3 2017. They're like, we're done.
That's cocky on their part. That's really cocky and really arrogant. And Microsoft needs to take that opening and just take advantage of that in the next couple of years. As far as
they just let Microsoft win E3 2017 when they did that.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I'm kind of like struggling with, to be perfectly honest, because like in reality, like the like Sony like just let them win, as far as like as far as the race goes, Sony is already winning by like 30 million something, so Sony doesn't necessarily need to try that hard. But it was like how do you get beat by these indies? Like I just don't get it. Like how do you lose to indies?
Games are better than no games.
Like and then you got the PONYS saying, well, if you want to talk about indies, technically Sony like mastered that like freaking 2 years ago when they like.
Okay, then if you want to talk about AAAs, then Xbox mastered that.
Yeah, like
since the beginning they had them.
I'm asking all these PONYS, how does it feel to be beat by indies? Like how does it feel to be like actually
beat by indies?
I kind of feel like that if the way that they're doing this, it just seems off. The PlayStation, I mean, Microsoft, yes, now that they have the Xbox X coming out, there's going to be, because the PlayStation Pro came out first, the second one would be more of a higher expectation for the market. And if it comes out at the right time, people will start buying it and stuff. But the thing that really, really irks me, and it just makes me wonder what they're thinking. This is a multi-billion-dollar corporation who knows the target audience and knows what they want. And if they don't bring their A game, and they're definitely not, it just seems like they lost on purpose. They had an opening there. They had it, and they didn't take it. And now Xbox is going to grab that up. And I mean, God, fuck, I don't blame them. It's crazy.
I completely agree. Sony really dropped the ball, and you could tell they're getting complacent, sort of like with Xbox One. They got complacent, and they were really betting on media and streaming and all that good stuff. And now Xbox is getting back to the games, and Sony's kind of like, we got VR, we got DLC, but they needed to bring their heavy hitters, and that's where I think they fell short.
Yeah, but you know what? I give Microsoft credit where credit is due. They actually did manage to do a conference that didn't involve a Halo, that didn't involve a Gears. So like they were,
and it was still good.
And it was still good. So they were able to prove that. And even Phil said with GameSpot that those games are actually still being worked on, so that it's in progress. Like it's not like they're not coming at all. It's just he wanted to prove to everybody, it's like we can actually show a good show that doesn't have to rely on Halo, that doesn't have to rely on Gears, and instead you just rely on Forza and Crackdown 3 that everybody's been asking for like years. So it's like and you got the console release. But Jones, what do you think about that $4.99 SKU? Do you think that's reasonable, or do you think that's like going to be like one of the major things people damage control?
I think it's reasonable. I think PONYS are taking it and be like, oh my God, that's so expensive, when they paid $600 for a PS3 not too long ago. So with the Xbox One X, you're going to get high-end ultra performance. You're going to get high-end graphics, better shading, better lighting. I think the price is perfect. I actually would have liked to see it be at $450. but I can see that being like a November, January kind of price cut. But $499 is a perfect price. I mean, we have 5 months to save up for the console. $499 is nothing.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's also
and
it's
It
not,
really is
but it's
nothing.
also not even
Even I can
FCC
afford it.
approved. It's not even FCC approved yet. Like how would you respond to like Microsoft basically showing you the product but you can't even touch it yet?
I don't think that was a big deal. I think it's better to be safe than sorry. It's a little unfortunate that we couldn't have pre-ordered it, but they're just trying to iron a few things out. I'm sure contractually, and it's a lot of things going behind the scenes, and I'm sure we don't know about. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I was on Amazon for like 8 hours straight, ready to pre-order, but I was like, I was okay with
Why would you? It's
Yeah.
not coming out for 5 months.
Yeah, but I want
exactly, and there's always that chance. There's always that chance it's going to get overruled by whatever company or whatever they have to do to get it released. There's always that chance, and especially never try to bet money down on a horse that can't run.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted that to pre-order, and then as soon as I called GameStop right after they were done, the guy's like, "Oh, it's not FCC approved yet, so no, you can't pre-order it anywhere." And I'm like, "Yo, that's just not fair because like when the S came out, it was already FCC approved, so we didn't have to do it. We didn't actually have to wait that long, but now we actually have to wait to actually get our hands on it. When like people are at E3 right now, actually getting their hands on it, and Microsoft is some Microsoft employees already have it, so it's like." I think that's a little unfair, and I honestly really wanted to pre-order it the day it actually comes out. And now we gotta wait, which is like unfair. But like I think the
Good things take time.
But I like the reaction from the PlayStation crowd because like you have this X that is like you now see it physically. It's smaller than the S, and I swear I could fit it in like a backpack or a pocketbook. That's how small it looks, and it legitimately looks like the beast that everybody was predicting it to be, but but it's just like they were showing it off with with Forza, with Crackdown, with Shadow of War, and and Assassin's Creed, but also with they were also showing it off with the new Halo Wars 2 DLC with the Flood and stuff like that. So on the Xbox Daily, and then they showed it with Anthem, which looks really good. I kind of think Anthem looks like a ripoff of Iron Man, but that's just what I think.
It looks like Titanfall Destiny mixed together.
People are saying it looks like Destiny mixed with The Division.
I mean,
they all start kind of mixing with each other at a certain point after that's all that's coming out that year.
Yeah, but the Anthem is also next year too. So like they showed something that was to come. But I just wish they would have actually shown a Halo, because if they actually would have shown a Halo, I would have been a little bit happier.
I'd have been happy too, but I know that's a little far out. I would have liked to see, how they're having Uncharted DLC and Horizon DLC. I would have loved to see some Halo DLC, like with some campaign stuff to kind of make up for that lackluster campaign. That would have been so awesome. More of the, Master Chief's team. I would have liked to see Fred and those guys a little bit more than I did in the campaign in 5. But you know what game looked really awesome? Was Metro Exodus. Oh yeah. My god.
Oh, Metro looked amazing. That was my favorite game at E3.
Yeah,
that game blew me away.
That kind of looks like
what's messed up.
That kind of looks like the Last Order a little bit. Order 18.
I wasn't able to watch like the Microsoft E3 right away because I was working. So I watched it like 30 minutes after, and like as I was working, I was trying to like sneak with my phone to like look at what they were doing, and I saw that Metro game, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's a Halo horror game!" Because I didn't know what it was yet.
I wanted to ask a question, like a broad question. Do you think that with the new Nintendo Switch, do you think that they'll make a new Super Smash Brothers game, or do you think that they will do that in like a couple of years or something like that? Like, do you think that will come out? Because there's been like speculation and stuff that it will, but it won't, then it will. Like, I looked it up on like a couple of Nintendo message boards and shit.
I think that will be next year or maybe the year after. Definitely not this year. They would have said.
I figured.
That's a mic drop if they do that.
Yeah, because like the big thing from Nintendo that I like that kind of resembled Super Smash Brothers a little bit was that that Pokemon like fighter game.
Pokken? That's already on the Wii U.
Yeah, like the one that kind of looks like a Mortal Kombat version of Pokemon.
Yeah, that was slammed by like animal rights critics and shit. It was I think the game was kind of underrated, but it had so little characters, and game could have had so much potential. I remember, watching the trailers for it, and mind you, I know I sound kind of dumb saying this kind of stuff because I don't play. I have absolutely no skills in it. I've tried and I've failed. You can ask Tom here. I just don't have the patience for it and stuff. My brother does it way better, but I do try to like read up on the characters. I still avidly like watch like game trailers and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. And
you support the industry without actually being in the industry.
yes, I basically try to it's like join the army. If you can't join the army, you do something else. You do like volunteer work or some shit. Like I kind of think of it as that kind of weird situation. But
I get you, man.
Yeah.
What else? What else was there? I'm
Shadow of War.
yeah, that looks really good. Although everybody was kind of complaining that that the orcs talk too much, and I think
That was funny.
yeah.
I like that.
I don't have an issue with them actually talking too much because they actually talked a lot in the first game, and in the first
Yeah, they
game,
did.
and the first game it brought comical relief, and it sounds like this is doing the same thing. It's like except it's a little bit more advanced. But I'm actually kind of curious because like I said in my other videos, like I'm not complaining about my lineup this year because my lineup looks awesome. And Jones, did you see the new Call of Duty?
Oh yeah, I watched a lot of the multiplayer gameplay
Did you
today.
see
I'm
Drifter
excited.
do it? Did you see Drifter do it?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, Drifter did an awesome job, but I think it's kind of I have my boy Jay Centuries who's watching and he's like, yo, like I don't like that game. I'm gonna wait till you try it out and then I'm gonna pre-order it. I'm like I already got it pre-ordered. It's like it's already bought and paid for. But like that new war game mode kind of does like remind you of Overwatch a little bit.
Oh my god, it really does, doesn't it? They
yeah.
just stole that.
Yeah, but it does look balanced, and from the COD critics, they all love it. Like it's like, but then the biggest thing with the new COD is going to be, will YouTube marketing rights basically block you from actually supporting this game that everybody they finally did something right, but you can't actually do anything about it. You can't get paid for it. So it's like
It's like taking it's like a given a cat a mouse and that the mouse runs away right before you can catch it. Like it's just giving it like a little taste, and that's just so screwed up, man. Like why? That's such bad marketing. God.
And then there's the new Battlefront, which looks even more thing. But I heard Drifter say that the balance is horrible. So, like,
He said the devs did that on purpose just so they could have a more streamlined conference.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I can see it be balanced out when it comes out.
Yeah, he said by the time the game actually comes out, the balance will be better and it will be more complacent. But like I like that he was nitpicking on the things that were wrong with the game, like the fact that you can only have 2 heroes on the field at the one time. And just imagine if someone's going on like a 60 kill streak with a hero and you can't touch your hero, so that would really suck. So like, because I remember in the old Battlefront 2, like there was actually a mode just for heroes, so everybody could be heroes. I would like that mode to return. So like you could like be fighting against multiple Darth Mauls or multiple Luke Skywalkers.
Hey man, I just want to play the original one. I don't give a shit about this one.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
And then that's the other thing.
I remember that one.
Yeah. Then that's the other thing that stole the Microsoft show was the OG backwards compatibility release.
That was huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And then you
no.
Most people have
I'm
no
not happy
idea.
about that.
Yeah. Yeah,
How can you not be happy about that?
I agree
It's
with
just
you.
'cause
I agree with you, Jones. I seriously do agree with you because I legitimately don't necessarily like these backwards compatible stuff, so I don't like it. And you're reaching back to the point where 360, okay, that's a little bit bearable because at least the graphics weren't that bad. But you reach back 16 something years and you're on like the OG Xbox, and there's kind of when you do the backwards compatible, there's no point in doing Halo because all of them are on the Master Chief Collection remastered. So it's like, what else do you have to work with? You got Crimson Skies. You could do the original Fable. You could do the original Splinter Cell. You could do the Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which was a favorite when I was a kid.
You guys have no idea what the original Xbox had, did you? Do you?
I don't. I was too young to actually remember it. All I do remember is playing Halo 2 on it. That's all I remember, and playing Splinter Cell. And
There was so many good games on the original
Oh my God.
Xbox.
I freaking love this is the only game I had bought an Xbox original like a couple of years back, and I had got a Lord of the Rings Shadow of Mord. No, no, shoot. It
Oh,
was
Lord of the Rings,
Third
the
Age.
two, the third one or
Yeah,
the second one?
I had Third Age. My God, I am totally blanking here. The
Oh no, you
Fellowship
got the
and the
return.
Fellowship of the Ring.
No, you got the
The Two
return.
Towers?
You got the Return of the King. This is actually a
Return
funny.
of the King?
Yeah, this is actually a funny story.
Yeah,
So my boy Jack here, he's stuck on the Pelennor Fields on the Return of the King on the OG Xbox.
yeah.
He's stuck on that, right? So he comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, can you beat this for me?" So like I hadn't played this in years. Like I hadn't touched an OG controller in like decades. So it's like
Oh yeah, OG controller feels like shit.
yeah, so I
Compared
pick
to
it
now.
up and I'm fiddling around it and I legitly beat the level in under 6 minutes. So
Yeah, he slammed him. It was amazing. It's like riding a bicycle with Tom. Like he remembers this shit so quick, and I was impressed because I was trying to play this for like weeks and weeks and
well, the
shit.
problem with that level is it has a formula that you have to follow. If you don't follow the formula, you lose. So like, because like you have to keep defending it, and then also like take down the different sections. And during that era of gaming, like that stuff was so hard to do because it was like so clunky and stuff like that. So it's like sometimes you get stuck in a wall, or sometimes like you walk in the other direction and it's like the map is following you. But I remember playing Lord of the Rings Third Age, which was a turn-based. And like I actually beat that. That was like one of the only turn-based games I've actually ever beaten, and that was like so hard at the end because I had to legitly keep using Gandalf to keep like using res on resurrection spells on my teammates, so the Eye of Sauron wouldn't kill me. Like,
To be
Dude, I
honest,
could only-
I just wish they could have used that money to make a new IP. Don't get me wrong, I love the OG Xbox. I'm one of the few people that like the Dookie controller because my hands are big and I love that big controller. One of my
Yeah, me
games that I
too.
can remember is Knights of the Republic. I love that game.
yeah,
I
I
played
wanna
that
play that
game
again.
a lot.
yeah,
I really
I
do.
remember that.
A lot of Jade Empire. That was a great, great game that deserves a sequel, to be honest, but I don't ever see it coming because it did so poorly. But it was a great game. But I'm okay. Like Mooch says, nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and I just can't go back and play those games again. I just can't do it. I need something
I
fresh
can.
and
I'll
new.
play KOTOR again.
Yeah,
I'm good with
Yeah,
that.
there's
no,
a-
I agree with Jones because I the OG Xbox had its time. The 360 had 10 years of its time. Like, and now it's Xbox One time, and all anybody actually wants to do is play those backwards compatible games. I mean, don't get me, nostalgia is a hell of a drug, but I'm like, I want to play new titles. I actually don't want to go back and play the titles that I had 10 years to play. I don't want to do that. Now, some games I will actually do it for, like the Assassin's Creed 3. I want to go back and try to beat that.
And Lego Star Wars.
And Lego Star Wars, but like like the OG Xbox, that's kind of asking a little bit too much because if it's not the OG Halo, which recently got inducted into the Video Game Hall of Fame, so that's that's a plus.
There's more than just the OG Halo though. There was a Conquer game on there. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's on
I do
Rare
remember
Replay
that.
too, isn't it?
Conquer, no, it's not.
Oh, it
No,
is.
the other one. The one that's like a shooter.
Oh, okay.
That one's
but
actually
see,
pretty good.
people can get
The
the OG
controls are really bad.
Xbox. They can go get it for $40 at a pawn shop. We don't need it
But the
on
games
the
look
Xbox
so
One.
bad. They look so bad.
Yeah,
But that's
They
part
won't
of
even-
the nostalgia. You need to be reminded how bad they look to appreciate your games now.
Yeah, exactly. And when you get the, you remember like last, I think it was like last Christmas when all that, or all like the backwards compatible, like they play like what's it called like the N64 games and Super Nintendo games and things like that. Like it was like a huge console and thing. I can't remember the names of these things, but it was those sold like hotcakes in stores because that is
the
they're
rebirth of the Super Nintendo.
yeah, it's branching out to a larger audience, and when that happens, a lot of the original gamers get pushed aside. I did my senior project on the way that technology grows and shit. So there was multiple stories of people that tend to disagree with me on this, but I feel like as the demographics change, things are going to people are going to end up getting pushed aside for the newer incoming thing because that's what everyone wants is something new. But they're always making remakes, so it's kind of an oxymoron, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I
Did
mean,
you see? Speaking of old school games, you see if you watch the Microsoft conference on Mixer, they gave you Rare Replay for free.
yeah,
That was
yeah, I
pretty
got that.
awesome.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I would
If
have
you watch
totally
it,
watched
if
it
you
on
watch
there.
if you watch on Mixer, they give you games for it, and Major Nelson even said it, which was kind of funny. So I watched one daily with Mixer, and then bam, I got Rare Replay, and I also got a Warthog for Forza, even though I don't own Forza, so that's kind of funny.
That's in the game, though.
Yeah, but I actually don't own Forza, so I can't use the skin.
No, but the Warhog is in the game in Forza Horizon 3, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I played with the. Well, maybe you have to. I guess because there's a mission in Forza Horizon 3 where you're like you use the Warhog and it has like the Halo music and it's like a huge surprise and it, like brings it back a whole bunch of nostalgia. But I guess maybe that's only that mission. And I guess you can't really use the Warhog. Maybe it's DLC. I don't know.
Jones, what game are you most excited for like this fall?
I'm excited. You know, I'm really excited for a lot of the games, and to be honest, I don't mind them being pushed back a little bit because I want them to be optimized fully. I don't want to see a Halo Master Chief Collection debacle like we've seen before. But I'm excited. I'm really excited for Assassin's Creed. I'm excited for Ashen, the indie. I'm excited for Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I can't have a hard time saying that. There's too many W's and S's in that.
I just call it
Will of Wisp.
Ori too. Yeah, that's a lot easier.
Yeah, I just call it Ori.
That game looked incredible, and some of those indies I was interested in. I'm excited for Spider-Man. I'm excited for God of War, and that's the only reason why I own a PS4 Pro is for God of War. I'm going to be honest. I'm a one-trick pony when it comes to Sony, and that's all I want that console for is God of War. But for overall, I think I'm just excited. It's a great time to be a gamer. I'm going to definitely pick up day one Xbox One X because I'm going to play all my multi-plats on that system. I cannot wait to get my hands on that.
What game do you see?
Yeah, same.
What game do you see like taking up most of your time through let's say the time it comes out to next spring? Like what game do you think is like going to take the most of your time?
I'm a shooter guy, so I'm hoping Call of Duty will carry me out. You know, lately Call of Duties have been like 3 months, and then you're just done with it. But I hope that carries me through.
What about that Destiny? Do you think that Destiny is going to do any good?
I hope so. You know, and I played. You know, and the scary thing with those games, with those kind of MMO type shooters, is that there needs to be content to carry it out throughout the year. And I played Destiny, I played Division. I went so hard on those games, and then you hit a point where there's nothing to play. There needs to be content like immediately, and then you know I might give it a go because it seems like a pretty awesome game. But I hope the content's there.
Well, yeah, well, like the I think the Destiny drug is more powerful than nostalgia, to be perfectly honest, because they have such a good following that it's like insane. But I'm kind of curious on how the balance with number 2 compared to number 1 is going to hit everybody. But I loved it at the Sony press conference because it was funny. Because like to combat Microsoft, legitimately what they had to show on the Destiny side was exclusive gear, exclusive map, exclusive PvP, exclusive this, and it was legitimately going across the trailer, and I'm like, yeah.
It's so old, man. You know, that's so stupid. You remember back in the day when Soul Calibur was is multi-platform, obviously, but I think Xbox had, who did they have? Yoda, and I think the Nintendo had.
He had Darth Vader. I actually have a whole.
Sony had Darth Vader. I think.
I actually had the post. I have Soul Calibur 5. I had the poster on my freaking wall.
I wish they would go back to that instead of having these exclusive deals. They should make unique content for each console. These exclusive deals are just so bad for gamers.
Yeah.
They are.
I mean, and that's what
they're extremely anti-consumer.
That's also what Phil Spencer believes. He hates these exclusive deals, and he doesn't want anything to do with them. He legitimately is like everybody should share a piece of the pie, or like not at all. And that's kind of his mindset.
Could you imagine having Mjolnir armor that Master Chief has in a Destiny game? Wouldn't that be sweet?
That would be
some exclusive stuff. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty dope. I do admit. Like I would love that. You know, that Spartan 2 armor. That would be absolutely cool. But like in some of the original Destiny armor did look like Halo did look like Halo gear. It did. Like some of it actually did, which was actually kind of.
What do you expect? It's Bungie.
Well, and then the funny part was in Halo 5 you had like Achilles armor. So like in Halo 5 it was even better. So it's like and like you had like the and then in Halo Reach you had the armor from the actual campaign. The guy with the like the skull mask on.
Oh, well, that was nice.
Yeah, so
I thought Halo Reach had the best art style of any Halo.
yeah, it definitely
Dude, I totally agree. I respect multiplayer. I don't play it as much, but the campaign and the stories, I love the lore of Halo. I've read all the books. My favorite is The Fall of Reach, and oh my God, Halo. I can't wait till the next Halo, but I definitely agree that the armor, the characters, the art style in Reach were so awesome.
Yeah, the Halo, The Fall of Reach is actually my favorite book too. That's one of the main reasons I don't like the game, because it's like so like reverse compared to the book. But they actually did a semi decent job with the movie. The movie was pretty spot on.
It was pretty good.
Up to the halfway point. And that's kind of the other thing that bothered me about the movie, was they only covered up to the point where I think his name was Sam, up to where Sam dies. So and then they stopped the movie, but there was like a total second half of that book after that point that was actually like explained how he got onto the Pillar of Autumn and everything. So like I wish they would have covered the whole movie and not just half of the first side of the book, but it was still a pretty good adaptation. And everybody was complaining that it was animated, but I'm like, I don't really care that it's animated as long as they get the message across.
Yeah, as long as there's a good narrative, good story. Have you read the First Strike, Halo First Strike?
I got like halfway through it, and like I got up to the I have so many. Like Harvest was actually a really good one. It took me a while because I can't really read military fantasy. Like I just can't I can't wrap my brain cells around it. It's kind of hard for me to like focus in on the military like analogies and stuff like that. But like I'm a huge Harry Potter fan actually. So like I heard
you fucking dork.
No.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm huge.
Yeah,
I'm so huge Harry Potter fan.
I'm actually kind of
but
curious.
Not Harry Potter. I like Voldemort.
You like Voldemort? Yeah.
Yeah. The huge basilisk in God of War. That big snake.
That humongous serpent. Yeah, that was actually.
And his kid was speaking parcel tongue because Kratos was like, "What is he saying?" Guaranteed parcel tongue right there.
No, I was actually kind of curious who knows more, me or Jones' Harry Potter, because that's kind of a tough ride. Like I've beaten.
Tom, you literally have fallen asleep with the Harry Potter books on. How many times you are able to quote the movies to a T?
I can quote the books too. Actually, I can actually.
Yes, Tom, you have a mind like a steel trap.
What's your favorite Harry Potter book? Be honest.
It's The Half-Blood Prince is my favorite.
Oh, okay, there we go. I like that. That's my favorite one too.
Yeah. Say that. I can quote like the entire sequence with Bellatrix, Narcissa, and Snape in the second chapter. I can legitimately quote that whole thing. And I can also quote the song from Goblet of Fire. I can actually sing that.
And that's where I think the antagonist in the Harry Potter books are the Voldemort, Death Eaters is so awesome, and that's where I think Halo can go with Atriox. He is such a dominant antagonist. The future looks bright for Halo.
Yeah.
It does.
They actually even said that.
You know what? I'll say Halo Wars 2 probably has the best art style that I've seen in any Halo game.
Well, that dark style, like the really like shadowy kind of stuff, like and introducing that into something like a title that normally wouldn't have those levels of like scary or just abnormal supernatural kind of stuff. There's a good chance it's gonna be really really freaking cool.
Well,
like
God of War looks massively dark. It looks
it actually and that really stuff dark. Sells.
Yeah, it looks really
that
dark.
Stuff sells.
That looks dark, and so does Evil Within 2. That looks absolutely like horrendously dark. But I like that the Call of Duty actually has gore. You shoot someone's head, you bash someone with a shovel, and blood splatters all over the place.
There's one game that I really 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 want to play, and I'm not a gamer, but this is the one that I like because I don't think it would be as tough as like a beginner or something like that. I'm not sure if it's like Silent Hill, something like that. The storyline goes where a reporter goes into like a factory, and the place gets overwhelmed by like this nanobot swarm, and like is this ringing a bell for anyone? Like it came out a couple of years ago. I think it was like for 360 or something. It may have gotten remastered for the Xbox One, but I don't know. It's like in the horror based genre.
Oh, I'm gonna admit it right now. I don't like horror games. I'm scared, and I get scared at night.
I get scared of them too. I can't play them.
I can't play
Yeah,
them.
I guess I'm the only one.
I'm not a huge fan of horror, but I'll play those Resident Evils, and I'll play the what was that I'll play that Walking Dead Telltale stuff, but most of I don't actually get scared at all. So it's
That's not scary though.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead
No,
games.
it's more like a storyline.
Yeah,
I really like the Clementine that new season where they
Season
went
3?
with adding a new. Yeah, that it was incredible. Like I didn't really like the way that they went with getting rid of Clementine's like father figure. I can't remember his name. The like the redneck looking dude. Yeah, exactly.
You mean Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny. I don't like how they just got rid of him like that. He would have been. I think he would have made a better character and more like they were just getting started with his story and stuff when he got lynched by the freaking zombies and shit. Like
Yeah, that's if you choose to
they
save
could have
Kenny.
gone somewhere else. What happened?
I feel like Kenny kind of ran his course in season 1 and 2.
I don't know. I really thought he was kind of an invaluable character. Like some of the parts, like yeah, I think so because he brought like a level of like that level of infighting is what makes the Walking Dead good. Like that drama, and it's not always like with those Telltale games and stuff. It doesn't take a gamer to know that it's basically a story, not like like an actual game where you actually go out and fight someone almost like you would yourself, like in like video game mode. Like I like those kind of titles, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but it's I think was kind of cool what they did with the newer season. What did you guys think about that?
Yeah, I actually don't play the Walking Dead games. I watch other people play them. That's how I enjoy them.
Yeah, yeah, I
Personally.
do the same thing.
Even though I own season 2.
I do
I
the
never
same
actually
thing.
played it.
Well,
I just watch people play.
Yeah,
I would like to
Yeah.
see.
I have season 1 and 2, but I haven't beat them yet. Like it's it's not like a normal Telltale where it's actually interesting. Like the Game of Thrones was probably the best Telltale. I can't wait for season 2. I hope they make a season 2 because I want to play that Game of Thrones season 2.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, I would.
It was really
They probably will.
really underrated. The Wolf game. The
Wolf
one.
Among Us.
The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
that
really good.
was yeah. I thought
Yeah, I
was
saw that one too. It was okay.
that Borderlands stuff, the one that they did that had a really cool storyline.
Yeah, I actually didn't touch the Borderlands one. I touched the Wolf Among Us, Game of Thrones, the Batman one, which was actually pretty good, and like the first half of this first season of The Walking Dead. Like I haven't touched the Borderlands one, and I haven't. There's like one other one, but the Guardians of the Galaxy one. I haven't touched that one either. But the Wolf Among Us actually took took like 8 hours to actually go through. It was actually pretty long. But it was actually pretty. Those Telltales are really good for like that 1,000 gamer score that you want. They're like really good for that. They're like they're the equivalent of like an indie without like the actual indie concept. But,
Hey, I have a question for Jones. I think you would know more about this topic. I get that vibe from you. Do you think that if they had restarted like some type of Batman Arkham style like video game play, like even if it was just released, like a couple years from now, do you think that would, with the like the superhero genre kind of, not really going anywhere, but like kind of dumbing down because like how like Infinity Wars and stuff, and how the main cast would be killed off and everything like that. Do you feel that if that was to be brought up again, like there would be like a comeback within that series?
There's a huge opportunity for that to happen, and the superhero genre, there's a big opening for that. And I think, didn't Disney? They just kind of eliminated their games division, and they're giving it to other developers to work on now to bring you bigger and better superhero games like the Spider-Mans and the Batmans and stuff.
Yeah, I think they kind of withdrew that when they did the Disney Infinity shit like that. That was a flop from the beginning. That was such wasted potential, and there never is any good superhero games for any of those consoles. It's always like online stuff.
The last superhero game that I played was really good was the Wolverine Origins one. I don't know if you guys remember that one on the 360.
I remember
That was very bloody, very dark, and it was really
I
good.
remember playing a Wolverine game on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh yeah, from the original wasn't that from like X2 or something like that?
Yeah.
That was the X2 Wolverine or something like that.
X2
Yeah.
Wolverine, something like that. That was like the last Wolverine game I played. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see the DC and Marvel come full circle. I think we only have to wait at least another 5 years for that to happen, but it's like it's gonna happen regardless because they're already working on Infinity Wars, and the Justice League is coming out in November, and then they have a second Justice League. But I'm kind of, and then there's supposedly supposed to be a solo Batman film, but we'll see, because I think the Marvel one actually does a little bit better. But supposedly that Wonder Woman actually impressed a lot of critics. They said that DC actually got a movie right, which was kind of funny, but.
That makes me hopeful for the new Justice League movie.
Yeah, but I actually haven't seen it. But it did get banned in some countries because the woman was served in the Israeli army, so the country got they banned the movie, which I think is kind of unfair.
Yeah, that controversy, it really put a damper on a lot of the advertisers and things that would come out. And I feel like with Wonder Woman, that would be like the gateway, and that this is progressive. This is as progressive as it can get. But there are people still out there who hate Jewish people, and it was that whole controversy was because that was stopped in it was banned in many more Muslim countries because of the fact that that they served in the Jewish army, and they went out and all that kind of stuff. It gets so they don't have to put everything doesn't have to be political when it comes to really
it doesn't. I wish people would appreciate it as art and not as far as they can take it. When it comes to those kind of tones where it gets banned, it's art. You know what I mean? Just appreciate art for what it is. And as far as superheroes are concerned, I don't like the Supermans or the almighty powerful ones because it's harder to map a narrative around them. I like the Spider-Mans. I'm not a big Batman fan, but you can tell what their weaknesses are. And I think those games would thrive because you can map a story around, those kind of characters. But I'm not a big Batman fan because if the stock market drops, then Batman's no good because he can't build gadgets with his money.
Yeah, that was kind of a loophole in the story. Do you think that if they were to, I really, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what what I was going to say before. With that Wonder Woman movie, that will be a start to like the Flash. I think that Aquaman's getting his own movie and stuff. There are so many other ones, and also like that new Defenders is coming out real soon. That is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, I actually took a vacation during that week in August, so I will have 2 weeks off to myself just for the Defenders. And unfortunately, it was also meant for Shadow of War, but since Shadow of War got delayed to October, I basically have an extra week to myself. So I'll definitely have I'll definitely make a little bit more videos that week because I'll actually have the week to myself and stuff like that. But I actually legitimately took my week off of work just to watch the Defenders. I wanna. Are
you guys DC guys or Marvel guys?
I'm more of a Marvel person. I love I like the Marvel stature, especially with the Netflix series and everything like that. But I can't wait for the Defenders. That is besides Game of Thrones season 7, that's the number one thing I want to watch. I want to see the Defenders, and I want to see that because that trailer, I've watched that trailer so many times I can quote it. It looks so awesome, and I hope that Netflix delivers. But and as far as DC, I like the Arrow, I like the Flash, I like Legends of Tomorrow, and most of the CW like stuff that they bring out. I felt that the last Arrow kind of kicked everybody's ass in season finales. Not so much in season, but in the actual finale part of it. I think the Arrow did the best job of it.
I loved the new season of Arrow. I absolutely adored it, and I preferred the Flash more because of all the just it was actually a good storyline. You didn't see that Savitar was going to be Barry. No one was expecting that. No one. But the thing is, with the Adrian Chase was supposed to be vigilante. That the way that they did that, yes, it was a good turning point. They kept you on your toes for a couple episodes at least. But at least the Flash, they introduced the main villain, the one that they knew they figured out who he was much later than Arrow did. I can't stand it, and I can't be the only one who thinks this, that when you reveal the bad guy's identity too fast, it just makes things dull after that. I didn't even want to watch I wasn't as excited to watch the season finale of both those shows because I don't know. I like them. I just have those are just my only complaints about it. But other than that, I think that I am looking forward to the vigilante reveal coming up next season.
Okay.
Man, I'm allergic to DC. I can't stand DC stuff.
Achoo!
Yeah,
Come on,
already
man.
knows. I'm excited for Black Panther. I just got done watching Luke Cage. Oh my God, I love that series. Secretly, my wife and I watched together. My wife hates comics and any of that sort. We watched Jessica Jones together. That was really, really good. The antagonist in that Netflix series was awesome. I forget his name, but he did such a good job.
It's the Purple Man. His name is it's something really, really, really super villainous, and they actually did like they made fun of it. They broke the fourth wall on his name. It's like
What do you
something.
Yeah, what do you think of Daredevil, Jones?
I've watched a couple of them, and Kingpin is pretty awesome, and I thought that series was really, really good. I got PTSD because the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck was so bad that I had to talk myself into watching the Netflix series, but it's pretty good so far.
Netflix is so good, and we're getting after the Defenders, we're getting a season 3 where there are all the shows except Iron Fist have actually been approved for another season. So it's and I think the best one is Daredevil. That's my most favorite, and then second would actually be would be Luke Cage, and then third would be Iron Fist, and then I'm not really a big fan of Jessica Jones. That was probably my least favorite because there was probably the least amount of action.
Dude, that is a bad opinion, man. Jessica Jones was
the king of bad opinions.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not. I can confirm nor deny that.
I still watched it all, and but it's kind of funny because it goes Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. So it's you have to watch them in order before to actually for the story to make sense, because the whole thing in Jessica Jones, Luke Cage actually hadn't had his own show yet. That's where he actually premiered, was on Jessica Jones. So it's after Jessica Jones is that's when the Luke Cage season starts. So you have to watch it in order. And for the whole thing to make sense.
I don't think they're going to come out with another Iron Fist. I think that you guys remember all the controversy going on with cultural appropriation and stuff.
Yeah, everybody hated that, but it actually wasn't that bad. I think
it wasn't cultural appropriation in the least. That was that was the storyline of the comic. That was how it went. If Iron Fist was an Asian guy in the comics and they made him into a white guy, yes, that would be whitewashing. But there was, I don't like that. I think that there's a lot of that. It is a good series. I kind of felt like it was bland and the beginning of it, but it really got good after those first few after you watch the first few episodes.
Okay. Well, we've actually been going on for about almost an hour, so I'm actually going to wrap it up here. Thanks, Jones, for coming on today, and Halo and Jack. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, we gotta get going because Jones owes me a Halo match, and I gotta do it before my migraine kicks in.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he
I'll be
owes
there
me-
for that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm playing Gears right now, but I'll be there for that.
Yeah, yeah, he owes me a Halo match tonight, so we gotta go, and it will be showcased in one of my new videos in next week. And thanks everybody for who tuned in, and I hope you forgive the Marvel speech after we were done about talking about video games, but it's all good fun because it's diversity and that's what we love, right? So all right, I'm T Reaper. Have a wonderful week, and Jones, shout out, tell us where you can find you.
Oh man, I just started my new YouTube channel. It's Rotiserie Jones. You can catch me on Twitter. It's Rotiserie_Jones. You can catch me on PSN. Rotiserie Jones with the Z. Catch my gamer tag on Xbox is Rotiserie Jones. So thanks for having me, and I appreciate it.
All right, Halo, tell us where we can find you.
Y'all can find me on my Discord server. I got 40 motherfuckers in there. We have a lot of fun. We talk to mess with each other on there, and we talk to each other to start private matches and stuff. So
Yeah,
Um,
and the damage control in his Discord is not that bad. It's legit. It's actually pretty
there
good.
is no damage control in my Discord. There are no fanboys in my Discord. None of that stuff.
Well, I'm a fanboy. You can't say that because I'm in your Discord.
And you're a mod. That's even worse. I forgot I made you a mod.
Yeah, I'm a moderator. Just like
Yeah, if anybody wants to join the Discord, just message me on Xbox Live, and I'll send you a link.
Yeah, the Discord. This Discord is actually really good, and he's doing a really good job with it. So I give Halo that. And Jack is actually new to this, so he actually doesn't have anywhere where we can actually find him except Facebook. But I don't think he actually wants to reveal what that is. So.
Yeah, I'm a ghost, bro.
Yeah,
I'm a ghost.
He's the ghost of the show. Nah, all right. So I'll catch you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. It was took about an hour to actually put together, and I hope Black Spartan doesn't mind me basically showing me kicking his ass. But okay, later, guys.